Hello and welcome to the Flory Models Friday Roundup Show. Here we are with you on the 18th of November 2022. First of all, big thank you for all the well wishes I've had over the last 2 weeks. As I say, well, not this week, but the 2 weeks before, basically had off. As I say, thought I had flu, turns out it's COVID. Yeah, still got a voice, not perfect, still feeling a little bit run down, but generally completely back to normal and good enough for doing this job. But anyway, thank you to everybody who sent messages privately, social media and bits and pieces as well. So big thank you. It is nice to be back, but say I'm playing a little bit of catch up this week. So I have been pushing on with the F4, which you'll see in a moment, which is an absolutely beautiful kit going together really, really nicely as well. But basically it all started on Tuesday with me and Matt's podcast show. And basically we were talking all things scribing. Matt's now got into this thing of loving rescribing and re-riveting after doing the old classic Airfix Marauder. So we thought we were talking all things, basically about scribers, from the old things like the P cutters there, the cheap tools like the trumpeter one there. You can see we've got the fine engraving blades, which to be honest, I've never got on with, which is probably the most expensive set that I've got, and all the scribers in between. And basically trying to explain the differences of how they work and the differences in the pattern, the line, how they basically flow really. And we were talking about obviously curved surfaces, using things like Dymo tape and cheaper alternatives and things like that as well right the way through. So members, if you want to go off, you can see that one that was up there. It's quite a long show as well. I think it's around about an hour odd on that particular one, so hour and 20 minutes that one is. So if you want to go off, you can see that one right now. And then on Wednesday it was the PM show. So we had the PM show. Obviously, we were discussing all the latest kit releases and the news and everything else like that. So that's the Havoc, which is the new 1/32nd scale one from Hong Kong Models, which looks absolutely beautiful. So we were discussing those ones. We were discussing all the latest kit releases. And to add to that as well, as of yesterday, we've just found out that the Revell 32nd Hurricane, this is the Mark II, is going to drop by December. So really looking forward to that one as well. So that should be a new kit. We'll give you full details of that one probably on next Wednesday's show. But all the other bits of information that you need to know, the latest kit releases, all the pre-orders. Obviously, we've got tons of stuff coming in at the moment, as you might imagine. So lots and lots to get your teeth into with that particular show. That one's free to watch. Anyone can watch that one. So if you want to see that one is up now to see there. Matt was back with you on Thursday for part 4 of his Monogram B25H. So this is the old classic Monogram kit that he's working on as well. So this is where that sort of rescribing, re-riveting comes in, because obviously Matt's taking care of scribing and seam lines in this particular part. So if he's going to play, let me just play, should play here. I get him to play. There we go. So there he is, going right the way through. As I say, we've all got our own different techniques of doing seam lines and how to make them seamless and things like that. But when you're working with raised detail, you don't just want to go around obliterating absolutely everything if you can help it, because it just makes extra work for yourself. So Matt's using some sort of chisel scrapers here to basically get those tone down, get the levels up and everything else like that one right the way through. So he shows about how to use Posca pens for it to give you that sort of white line you can see running through there and right the way through. So if you want to catch up with that one, part 4, that is up with you for members. You can go off and see that one right now. So that's up on the site. So that's around about half an hour with Matt's one just down in there. Up with you bang up today is part 2 of the Zucamori. So I've literally just this week catching up with all of this. So we've got the cockpit all installed, which to be honest is an absolute dream fit. No problems down in there. As long as you make sure you get the rear and the front tabs done. If they're in, you have no problem at all. It just drops in. It's lovely. Down in there, so that's good. Then we talk about obviously about gluing it up, so different techniques of gluing as well. We've got a nice easy way to get to the inside seam, so we've glued it from the inside out, if that makes sense. So we've gone through in there and taken care of all of those ones. Then we put the engines together, which again, they are beautiful touches. Just a shame you're not going to see any of it at all, because obviously ours will be installed. But if you did want to, it does give you an option in the kit to put them on a little stand. So if you wanted to, you can do that as well. But the detail is absolutely beautiful, as you can see, and a really nice fit the way they go together as well. That's just glue, nothing else holding that together, but that's 2 halves. So it just shows how nicely engineered that one is. Then we've gone around and we've opened up all the holes. So it's just a case of going through, opening up all the holes underneath the Phantom. of which there is lots to do. There's a couple of things as well to take care of. My only sort of doubt was this top seam. This is it just loose fitted put in. So it's a panel that goes in here because obviously if you're doing the navy one, it's got a different, it hasn't got the refueling receptacle on the top. So that's why they do it. Also, it does sort of get rid of the problem of a center seam running through. But unfortunately now we've ended up with two. So we played around with a little bit of this, trying to get it in there. And to be honest with you, I'll show it in a minute. It doesn't look too bad. So yeah, it's sort of okay with that one. But and then the nose one, which to be honest, when I first went to fit it in, I didn't think it was going to be a nice fit, but it literally pushes properly in there and you're fine. As you can see, it's pretty much seamless. So this entire section just drops in the bottom of the nose there. And again, everything just lines up. Good tooling on this one, good engineering, and it just fits. It's got a nice click fit. Then we did the old intakes. We're not really worried about doing seamless because you're not going to see them down in a Phantom, because they're going to be buried so far down in there. But obviously we did paint them all up, as did we did the engines. Even though you're not going to see the engines either, we have painted them up with a couple of lacquer paints as well, just a quick job. And we might give it a little bit of a dry brush and a wash as well, just to make them a little bit nicer before we fit them in. Never to be seen again, I might add. So yeah, so that's very, very nice indeed. And then that gets you to here. And as you might see on the back here, this seam isn't too bad. All it is being glued down in place. And this side isn't bad at all. And this side is not terrible. I've seen worse. It's got a slight gap. So I don't know yet. We might just try and see if we can get a glue bead in there to sort of stick. Or failing that, what we're going to do, we're going to come in with a little bit of plastic card. And I think we'll just run it down. The only one you can't get rid of, and it's a shame, and I can't understand why it's got it, is this noticeable big gap here at the front. But again, I'm thinking a plastic card shim down in there, and then we'll just cut it. And it is in there, but generally very, very nice, you say. And once you get that front section in as well as we've done in here, this front area is absolutely solid now. But yeah, it is an interesting way. I know when Tamiya did their 32nd one, it's a similar design. And yeah, didn't really have a problem with that one. But this one, yeah, we definitely have. But generally, as you can see, it's really very nice. It's coming along very, very nicely. And this is our engine section, which is all ready to be fitted in. It's all a loose fit at the moment, as you can see. So we've got the engines and the parts. But this will all go in. And then obviously that lot will just pile in the top. So yeah. Anyway, I'm going to crack on with this one over the weekend. So you've got the next part up with you on Monday as we make our way through with that particular build. Because obviously next week, as we know, oil's going to break loose, which we'll speak about that a little bit later in the show. The other thing up, obviously, is this week's reviews. So we got two of them up this week. First of all, we had up on Wednesday was the Iron Dome system. So this is from Magic Factory, 1/35 scale. Really do like this kit. A very, very interesting kit. It's got some nice details, some nice sort of, photo etch parts now. I'm just going to bring it up. We've got a little bit of metal work as well. But generally, it looks like you can do quite a lot with this particular one. So you could have it if you wanted to, perhaps on a little direct on its own, or just freestanding. Or you could probably put this in because we've got this A-frame system as well for lifting it up onto the back of a lorry and things like that for transportation. So you could probably do a lot with this one. But generally, very, very nice. You say you get the actual memory wire as well for doing some of the aerial stuff, which is a nice touch. Obviously, we've got some metal bits down in there. There's a gorgeous photo etch right the way through. You do get two resin figures, two IDF ladies as well. So very nice indeed. But generally, the plastic is all very, very nice. It's crisp, it's sharp. There's no real flash anywhere whatsoever. There's no sink marks, certainly, or anything like that. And it is a very well done kit. So again, my first time I've looked at their kits. And yeah, I give them the thumbs up. They look to be good, solid, no problem, no hassle kits to go together with a great level of detail. So generally, very, very nice indeed. Anyway, that's your Iron Dome kit. That is up there right now. You can go off and see that one. And then the last up, we got something a little bit different. We got the Metropolis, as I kept saying. It's one of those things. I have it stuck in my head. Go and see this week's shows. I'm all over the place. So yes, it's Metropolis. I just couldn't pronounce it at the time. It was absolutely horrendous. Anyway, the X Plus have done the 1/8 scale of her. I call her Maria because, well, that's who it was in the film. And you can see something really, really different. She's large, she's big. It's quite simple construction going together, no problem at all. So I might actually pop her together next weekend when we're doing our live series for the turkey shoot. So that might be interesting. But generally, as you can see, nice thing. We got the little the charging docking station, I think the modern term for it would be, but her charging station down here for her seat, and then obviously all the stuff here. But the moulding's pretty, you know, sort of softly done, but it's all there. It's very, very nice indeed. You've got all the details you could want, and I think with a new paint job right the way over it, it will really make her pop and come to life. But again, I'm going to be tackling her next weekend, so if you want to follow on that one live, it is free to watch. You can follow that build in particular. So very nice indeed. Anyway, that is her. She is up with you right now. So if you want to go off and see that review, both those reviews are up in obviously our review section. Just pop along to the forum, click in reviews, and obviously not only do you get the video as well, you'll get all the photos as to everything else we've got down in here of the thousands almost of, may even be 1,000 now, kit reviews that we've done over the years. So lots of those down in there. Big news, obviously, coming up this week. So it starts on Thursday, which is the, when's Thursday's date? Is the, Thursday will be the 24th of November. We've got the turkey shoot. So this is obviously a little bit of a nod to our American cousins over the pond for their holiday. So we always do a 4-day extravaganza, if you like. So we do full builds. We all try and build a kit within those 4 days. So it's going to start live for members on the Thursday night show. So you can join in with us where we'll be starting our builds, making our way through. Then we've got a live show for members on Friday afternoon as well. So if you want to join us live Friday afternoon, we'll be live with you. And then to everybody, open to the public, starting on Saturday morning at 10 a.m. We'll be with you to around about midday, and then we'll be back with you 2 in the afternoon until around about 4 in the afternoon. Same on Sunday as well. So I'm going to be building. So I am going to be building Maria over here is my plan, and I'm going to be working on my CL 215 as well. So hopefully we can get that one into paint. As one's drying in paint, I can be building with the other ones. Obviously, we've got some specials coming up. We've got some offers, some deals. PM Models obviously heavily involved with this one as well. But if you want to join in with us, you don't have to be a member. You can join in. You can send our photos to us via social media on Instagram and things like that as well. So if you want to get involved with it, as I say, we will be live, open to the public all weekend. So that would be great. Obviously, for members, don't forget, we've got big reveals and news coming up during that show as well. So obviously, Nathan will be filling us in exactly what's happening with the group builds next year, so you can get obviously all your kits and bits and pieces you might need to get together for next year as well. So the full reveal for that will be on there as well. So if you want to join in with it, as I say, it's our big thing. We sort of have 2 a year, Flory Fest, and then obviously we've always done the turkey shoot as well. So we had Flory Fest back in early October, and then obviously now we're coming up end of November. We've obviously got the turkey shoot on for that particular one. So yes, good job. Okay, last up, we've actually got stuff over at the PM Store. So PM Store really hasn't changed or done anything, to be honest with you, because they're making ready for obviously for the turkey shoot. So again, we've got the usual thing, got obviously latest releases in the sales area. So we've got obviously all our sales down in there as we've always got. Obviously, we've got our new products that have come in. And these are dropping all the time. There's our Maria. So if you want to grab her, literally grab her, because I don't think we've got many at all. I was hoping before we got on air, I'd have this here. It's due to me today, but unfortunately it hasn't turned up yet. But obviously we've got the Mandalorian, the little bounty hunter diorama just down in here. So again, another great kit coming along from the actual Reveal with the Star Wars bits and pieces. I'm hoping it's the same quality as all their other ones, because they've been absolutely fantastic of late. So, but yes, so we've got all of those coming in. We've got the 25% off area as well. Ongoing, got a few other things been added down into this one to have a look through, see if you can find yourself a little bit of a bargain. And also about full restocks of lots of different things in the tools department. So I know various things we've been out of stock for the last little while. We are pretty much getting back on top of it as well now. So things like the mini drills, I know lots of people asking about the mini drills. They're back in stock as well, plus all your other sundries and all your tools and supplies that you could want as well. We've got lots of stuff down in there, plus the fact they've also had a full restock on paints and glues and thinners and all those types of things as well. And we've got some more stuff that's due in today, probably hopefully some more stuff next week as well. So if we are out, hopefully it won't be for long, only be the next couple of days, and we'll be fully stocked up for the turkey shoot. So yes, that's it. Anyway, that's about it from me. Thank you for joining me today. I'm going to be cracking on with our Phantom here, see if we can get it with the fuselage all together and that wing section all buttoned up today, so then we can make our way with the rest of it over the weekend. As always on a Friday, I'm going to leave you with your great work from the gallery. What I've had to do, people, is do as much as I could get in because obviously I've taken like 25 from the aircraft gallery and 25 from here, 25 to make up it. Otherwise, it would go on for hours. So obviously, we have got a time constraint on the gallery. So if you're wondering why yours wasn't shown, obviously I didn't do the gallery for the last 2 weeks. So I'm just sort of catching up. Anyway, I hope you enjoy it. So please stick around to have a look at the gallery stuff. There's some amazing builds in there as always. So till next week, everybody, happy modeling. Take care.
I was not ready to fall in like I'm wasted. My heart grows heavy. Don't taste me rushing and keep your words naked. You got me blushing. Faded, my body wasted.